Where was Solomon's temple located? On the side of his head. Duh.
There's something about subtraction that just doesn't add up.
Why are there no knock-knock jokes about America?
Why?
Because freedom rings.
Okay, once there was a painter, and he was well known in town, very busy guy, but he was also known for putting a little water in his paint. He would kind of stretch it a little more just to save on costs and increase his profit for the job. So he did a lot of work around town, houses, apartments, inside, outside. He also did a couple of churches as well. So one day he's working on a big church in town, and he's painting away, doing his usual work. And all of a sudden there's a thunderstorm, but he knows he only has a little bit left, so he adds a little more water and he speeds up a little bit right before the rain starts, just to kind of get the job done and do what he needs to do. So basically the lightning strikes and he falls off the ladder. Only a little bit though. He's kind of half in and out, unconscious, wakes up slowly, looks up, sees the side of the building, sees the cross, then all of a sudden he hears this voice. And the voice says, after some lightning and thunder, of course, the voice says, "Repaint, repaint, and thin no more."
Hey! Hey, get upstairs. Go do your homework. Hey! I love you. I love you. I got carrots. Enjoy. Hey, your hamster died. Hey! Hi, baby. Huh? Peekaboo! Ugh. Come on. Ugh. Hey, where is everybody? Get out of here. Who wants onions? Hey.
Okay, so guy goes to the vet with his dog and says, "I think my dog is very sick." And the vet says, he looks at the dog, says, "I'm afraid your dog is dead." And the owner says, "No, my dog can't be dead. Is there any tests or anything you can run?" He says, "Well, I have 2 tests I can run." So he puts the dog on a table and opens the door, and another dog comes in, walks around the table, takes a sniff of the dog, turns its nose up, and walks out. Then the vet opens another door and a cat comes out. And the cat circles the table, looks at the dog, sniffs its nose, walks away. Says, "I'm sorry, but your dog is dead." And he hands him the bill. It's $600. $600? What's this for? Well, it's $200 for the pet scan and $400 for the cat scan. Okay. All right, so this is one that actually was on Game of Thrones recently. It's an older one, but it's a good one. So, Captain is out at sea with his warship, and they spot a pirate ship. They have to engage it in battle. So the captain calls to his crew, "Bring me my red shirt." And he puts on the red shirt and they charge into battle. And it's a hard battle, but they beat the pirates and they're successful. And they say, "Hey, we've got a brave captain and victory." Then they sail a little further, and suddenly charging at them is 2 pirate ships. And the captain says, "Crew, bring me my red shirt." He puts on the red shirt, and they have the battle. Oh my goodness, it's so close. They're almost going to lose, but they win at the last minute, and they destroy all the pirate ships, both of the pirate ships. And they say, and the crew is very happy and excited, and the crew celebrates their victory. But in the moment, they say, "Captain, why, when we're about to go into battle, do you ask for a red shirt?" He says, "Well, I put on the red shirt just in case I get cut in battle, and you won't see that I'm bleeding and lose heart and give up the battle." He said, "Oh, that's very wise, Captain." So they sail on a little further, and suddenly they see 10 pirate ships charging at them. And they all look at the captain. The captain says, "Crew, bring me my brown pants." Okay. So, this father has a habit of every night that he puts his daughter to bed. And she says her prayers. And every night she says a prayer. God bless Grandpa. God bless Grandma. God bless Daddy. God bless Mommy. So, this is a ritual that he's been doing with his daughter ever since she was, she could talk. So one night, she does, he puts her to bed and she says her prayers. And what she says is, God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, God bless Grandpa, goodbye Grandma. He says, oh, that's kind of a little strange. Oh, well, he doesn't really think about it. Goes to bed. Next morning, he finds out and wakes up. His wife says, oh my goodness, your mother died last night in her sleep. Oh, this is terrible. He says, whoa, that's a strange coincidence. All right, well, this is a coincidence. Nothing happened. So they go to the funeral, all that, but he doesn't really think too much of it. Then a few months go by, and the little daughter, the ritual continues. And she says, God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, goodbye Grandpa. Goodbye Grandpa. Well, this didn't end well before, he thinks. All right. Well, he puts her to bed, and he goes back and says, you know what? I give my dad a call. So he calls up, he can't get a number, whatever. Eventually has a neighbor check on and finds out that his father has passed away. So I said, oh my goodness, my daughter's psychic. She knows what's going on. So he's really like, whoa, this is strange. All right, well, the funeral and all that, a few months go by, same ritual, but now it's, puts his daughter to bed. And one night it's, God bless Mommy, goodbye Daddy. Whoa, he's like, oh my goodness, my psychic daughter has just said I'm going to die. He puts her to bed and he doesn't know what to do. He goes to bed and he just goes to bed and does anything. He just sleeps there. He stares at the clock all night long, just watching minute by minute tick. He wakes up early. He doesn't say his wife anything because he's just freaked out. He said, you know what? I'm going to beat this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make myself all by myself. So he gets up early. He goes to work. He says, I'm not to be disturbed. He goes into his office. He locks the door. He unplugs the computer. He unplugs the phone and says, I'm just going to sit here. Nothing's going to be pulling me out of here, and I will be safe. Day goes by, 5 o'clock, closing time. Everybody leaves the office. He just stays there. He just, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It's getting close to midnight. He says, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to beat this. I can make it. Midnight. I'm alive. I made it. All right. So he turns his phone back on, and boom, it almost immediately rings. He picks it up, and it's his wife. He says, where have you been? She says, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Oh my gosh, we had such a horrible day. You had a horrible day. He said, you be quiet. Oh my goodness, you know what happened today? Bill the mailman, he died right on our steps. It was terrible. Okay. I'm allowed to tell this one because I got a little blonde color in my hair. All right, so bartender is sitting he's minding his bar, and he sees a couple women blondes come in, they said, and they're like chanting. They're saying 45 days, 45 days. And they're giving each other high fives and slapping and applauding each other. And they said, Barhead, we want a bottle of champagne. So he goes, said, all right, I'll get it together. Meanwhile, another two come in. They're holding some sort of plaque, and they're giving each for high fives, and they're celebrating. And the bartender says, oh, we bring in the champagne. So what are you guys celebrating? He says, well, we're tired of the stigma that us blondes are dumb and stupid. So to prove our point, see this puzzle? We finished it in 45 days. And look at the lid. It says 3 to 5 years.
Hello, this is Dean in my backyard, and I'd like to contribute to the joke night. So, I had a couple batteries, but they were dead, and so I gave them away free of charge. You get it, free of charge, right? So, what is the worst thing about my ancient history class? Well, the teachers seem to babble on a lot. Yesterday, the clown held the door for me. I thought it was a nice gesture. Get it? Jester, not gesture. The shovel was a ground-breaking invention. What happened to the cow that jumped over the barbed wire fence? It was utter destruction. A man tried to sell me a coffin today. I told him that's the last thing I needed. What's the best thing about elevator jokes? Well, they work on so many levels. When my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo, I had to put my foot down. How do you make holy water? Well, one way is you boil the hell out of it. My seasickness comes in waves. What is the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One is very heavy and the other is a little lighter. Did you hear about the new restaurant on the moon? The food's great, but there's no atmosphere. I have kleptomania. But when it gets bad, I take something for it. A duck walks into a pharmacy and says, "Give me some chapstick," and put it on my bill. Comedians who tell too many light bulb jokes soon burn out. A ham sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. Bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's okay. He woke up. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Two goldfish are in a tank. One says to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" Get it? Tank. I ate a clock yesterday. It was so time-consuming. What's the advantage of living in Switzerland? Well, the flag is a big plus. I used to work for a soft drink can crushing company. It was soda pressing. Doctor, you've got to help me. I'm addicted to Twitter. Doctor, I don't follow you. My friend was the hardest working car salesman in town. He came home every night exhausted. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl using the bathroom? Because the P is silent. So there actually was two ropes talking to one another, and one rope said to the other one, "Are you a string? You look a little narrow." The other one said, "Nope, I'm afraid not." And do you know what Noah's dog said? "Ark, ark, ark." And you know, where was God when he separated the light from the dark? He was actually in the laundry room separating clothes. As kids were leaving Sunday school, they said to their parents, "We learned the fourth commandment. You should humor your father and mother."